Greetings. I haven't been live on here in like so long. Um, but I wanted to just get on for a quick second to share kind of what's going on and just really just kind of don't get too caught up in the hype, okay? So recently we all heard that Charlemagne reenacted his Joe Biden script, okay? So, the question that you must ask yourself, first and foremost, if 81 million people went out and cast the vote, because remember, Charlemagne invited Joe Biden to have a chat when he was with what, 92.3 The Beat and the Breakfast Club. Yeah, remember, I don't know if they had any breakfast sandwiches that day. They made any sausage sandwiches that day, but yes, he was with the Breakfast Club and on an interview, and to where, Joe Biden decided to state, you ain't black if you don't go out and vote for him. Now, this is right around the time when Bloomberg decided he would go ahead on and take him a sabbatical and allow Joe Biden to take his place. After, he had ushered in Stacey Abrams, and she's still in the background. But anyway, getting back to the subject matter. So, from that moment, Charlemagne did his due diligence, his service to the world, and rounded his listeners up to go out and go vote for Joe Biden. Now, allegedly, 81 million people went out to cast a vote, right? So, some people were having some type of discrepancies, towards the vote because some of the numbers came back and they weren't correct. And numbers lie, women lie, men lie, systems malfunction. So, sometimes you got to get down and do a little forensics. So, if 81 million people went out to vote, and then Charlemagne decides to do a interview with the alleged VP, Kamala Harris, and asked Kamala, who's president, I don't know if he wanted to make a mockery of her or not, but, she pointed that finger to let him know, you stay in your place, little boy. You stay in your place, little boy. You don't get out of line, little boy. But she also exuded how she did during those debates with Mike Pence and, not able to control her emotions. But I do understand in that moment, he tried to belittle you. He tried to degrade you. He tried to make Kamala feel less than the vice president that she is. You understand? So that right there triggered her, and the only thing she could do is point that finger because she wanted to keep it vice presidential up there with him. But again, if 81 million people went out to go and cast a vote for Joe Biden, Kamala Harris was on the ticket. They were on that ticket together. So why would Charla need to go and ask the VP who's president? Was that a mockery? I don't know. But let's not get too flustered, behind that. Why? Because we're going to use some intelligence. We're going to use some intelligence, and at the end of the day, the votes are still being counted. We're still being counted. And perhaps maybe Charlemagne did justify that we do need to count the votes. He wanted to throw Joe Mnuchin in there, but Joe don't have, Mnuchin don't have anything to do with Biden's Build Back Better outside of, not passing it because it doesn't meet the standard requirements for the American people. It might meet the standard requirements for their corporation buddies, but outside of that, it doesn't mean anything to benefit the American people. But just something to think about, Again, if you went out to go and cast your vote, you were amongst the 81 million that ushered in allegedly to get Joe Biden now in office. And who was on the ticket? Kamala. You remember the pearls and chucks and all of the everything, it was so elaborate. The Divine Nine, the Divine Nine was just at the White House not too long ago meeting with Joe Biden. Didn't Charla know that? Didn't Charla know that the Divine Nine were at the White House with Biden? Now, this was before Mnuchin, but let's not get too carried away. Let's not get carried away. At the end of the day, Charlemagne wanted to make a mockery. And he did. That's why Kamala went and pointed that finger to let him know. Boy, don't you get out of line, boy. Massa still rules around here. Massa still rules. And don't think just because you rounded up those people and got those 81 million votes, you're going to come in and shame me. No, you're not going to do that. You're not going to do that. So I guess that's why she had to point that finger to let him know. You stay in line, boy. You stay in line and you don't get out of line, boy. Yeah. But just don't get too carried away because at the end of the day, they know what they're doing. Hi, Mindy. Mindy? Yes. And can I get some Polynesian sauce too, please? Thank you. I'm at Chick-fil-A getting me a bite to eat. But, so don't get too flustered and carried away and get your emotions and triggered and all of that, especially if you were among... Oh, okay, thank you. All right. Especially if you were among the 81 million that went out to go and cast your vote. Don't let Charla drive you to, thank you. To protesting out here. Because at the end of the day, where has Charla been? And guess what? What you also have to think about is, why didn't Cardi B interview Kamala? That would have been a good look. She's the new director for Playboy. That would have been a really good look. For Cardi B to do that, do an interview with Kamala. Versus Charla. Charla wanted to take it up a notch and get him some cool points. But that put him back in the master hot seat right there. Why that put him back in master hot seat? Because guess what? When Kamala pointed that finger, she let him know. You got out of line, boy. You got out of line. She got flustered. She had to, she let them emotions show. She let them emotions show that you're not going to shame her. You might have to do some ritualistic practices right now, but you're not going to shame me in front of all these people and deny me my office position. Willie Brown ain't got nothing to do with this right here. The people did this. The people did this. So, Charlotte, you're not going to do that. You're not going to discredit me and demoralize me. I earned my title as vice president. You see. So that's all that's about. Don't get too caught up. Don't get too caught up. At the end of the day, they know what they're doing. They need some type of emotional trigger, but luckily you're paying attention. Hopefully you're paying attention, because you went to go out and vote. If you went to vote, you are among the 81 million that helped get Biden build back better. You helped to build back better. Now, what came out of build back better? Only you know that. Only you know what came out of build back better. But what we do know is, yes, Kamala is vice president, and Charla is not going to discredit her position. And the Divine Nine were in the White House. I don't know. I guess the Divine Nine are at odds right now. Who knows? But we do know that if you gotta ask if somebody's president, somebody must be illegitimate. And Charlemagne must be validating somebody's either illegitimate, somebody doesn't belong, or somebody just hasn't been working for the people. But at the end of the day, we can't forget he's the one that rounded the 81 million up for Massa Joe, you know? So we can't forget that. Can't forget that he went and worked for Massa Joe, and now he's trying to condemn Kamala, demoralize her position. And she got up there honestly from the people that he gathered to round him up to go and vote. She was on the ticket. He didn't know that. Where has Charlotte been? Where has Charlotte been? The Breakfast Club ain't been making them sausage sandwiches for Build Back Better. So where has Charlotte been? Or have they? Have the Breakfast Club been making the sausage sandwiches? Because that's what Jen say. Jen say they've been making sausage sandwiches, working overtime making sausage sandwiches for the people. But the thing with the sausage is everybody don't eat sausage. Some people have gone plant-based beyond meat. They've gone beyond meat, gone beyond the sausage making. They don't eat meat no more. So what happened to those people? I guess it's nothing for them. Nothing to Build Back Better unless you eating sausage, unless you're a part of the sausage making team. That's the only thing. If you ain't part of sausage making, they ain't got nothing for you. If you ain't sausage making. So, but I just want to share, don't get too excited about that, because at the end of the day, they love to make a mockery. They love to make a mockery. But I guess Miss Harris says she ain't going for that. And she put her finger out. She pointed that finger out. And she let Charlotte know. She let Charlotte know. Charlotte, you stay in line, Charlotte. This ain't Master Joe, Charlotte. You do that with Master Joe, Charlotte. But you're not going to do that here with me. I am Kamala. Kamala Harris, Charlotte. And you better act like you know, Charlotte. All right, well, I'm out. Peace.